Oh, hey, it's Saturday. It's time for the half hour of horror with me, Aaron McLean, and my co-host as usual. Oh, hey, it's Chase. What's going on?
Hey, I'm doing good. I hope you are. Before we start off, kind of a sad news beginning of last week.
It was a sucky week,
especially in the horror. Yeah,
a lot of people. I mean, it's relative, but there was a lot of people passed away last week. Boo.
Yeah. So one I know you would be more familiar with.
Makeup,
special effects, creature designer, Screaming Mad George.
Legend. Screaming Mad George is one of those characters in special effects who's like his persona is almost as big as the effects he does. He was like rock and roll, just crazy eccentric, really fun. But he did incredible gooey, gross visual effects for movies like Freaked, Society. The Shunting was like all him. If you liked a Brian Usna project that had some ooey gooey gross methicil dripping slime off of it, and it had like the makeup itself had character in it, it's probably a Screaming Mad George joint, and he was just a fucking legend. And apparently he passed away a lot earlier this year, but his family just released the news, that's just a bummer. That's a big loss because he did Guyver, Dark Hero, Freaked, just Gremlins 2, like you name it. He did some crazy cool stuff, and he was just a visionary and an artist and a character, and I love that. And that was a bummer. He was a name that, like, if you saw it in the credits, you were in for something real gross and gooey, and he was just a master of that. So that was a bummer. And then, of course,
Hayden Panettiere.
That's
started out as a child actress. Passed away at age 36, which, I mean, she was only a month older than me.
Crazy and young.
Yesterday would have been her 37th birthday, but iconic actress who as a child was in A Bug's Life, Remember the Titans. As she got older, teenager, young adult, she was in the NBC show Heroes. The romantic comedy I Love You, Beth Cooper. She was on the country music drama Nashville, which she was nominated for a Golden Globe for. And then, of course, us horror fans and Scream fans would know her as her very beloved fan favorite character, Kirby Reed, in Screams 4 and 6.
Yeah. And just like, that's a bummer. And like in Heroes, famously, she was the cheerleader. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Whoops. That doesn't bode well for us. And you know what? I think there's a bigger picture there. Is like, Hollywood doesn't take care of their child stars and kind of, discards them quickly. And I don't know all the circumstances, but that's a bummer. And I'm not going to get jokey and throw a bub up, but we definitely salute these two amazing people for their contributions to to horror. But we're not here to talk about dead people. I mean, there's going to be a lot of dead people, but we're not here to talk about those who have passed. Let's get back on track with a classic half-hour horror. Today, we are talking about spiders. And I warn you, there will be a lot of spiders popping up on screen. Hey, like, what that little guy? Hi, buddy. We're talking about spiders. Spider-Man. I went and saw the Spider-Man movie, and I was like, spiders are cool. Spiders are fun. Spiders are creepy. There's a lot of good spider horror movies. There's actually not. There's a lot of movies with spiders in them. But oh my gosh, good spider movies. I watched a bunch, and like it started out real rough. I was like, oh no, I'm going to show up on the stream this week and be like, yeah, I watched a bunch of spider movies and none of them are good. And then I found there were some good ones near the end. I ran into a couple that were fun. So yeah, let's get into it. Spiders.
I was the opposite. I started off strong.
Yeah.
And then it just got progressively worse.
Oh, see, that's a bummer when the homework turns into homework, not just like, yeah, I'm watching cool movies, I'm going to talk about them. It's like suddenly you're like, oh man, I got to sit through this. What was the first one you watched? Let's start strong.
Well, you know what? I started off the week really strong with a rewatch of 1990s Arachnophobia.
Banger, like gold standard banger. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got, I mean, what a cast. Jeff Daniels, you got John Goodman. About
early John Goodman. Like he was on Roseanne, but he wasn't John Goodman yet. Like this was early. Like everybody's like, hey, that guy, he's fun.
Yeah, and I mean, it's about a big town doctor that moves into a rural community. Just so happens, scientist who is from that rural community gets bit by a spider while on a trip to, I think, Venezuela.
Yeah.
And while they're packaging his body up or putting it in the casket to ship back to the United States, the poisonous spider that killed him crawls into the casket. When it gets to the morgue, it crawls out and mates with other house spiders around the area and just creates this breed of poisonous killer spiders that's just plaguing the community.
And it's cool. It's a fun, like it's funny because it's kind of billed as a comedy. I mean, you have Jeff Daniels, you have all these like, you know, big comedic actors. Obviously, Dumb and Dumber's Jeff Daniels is there.
Pre-Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, pre-Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels is great. It's very comedic in a way, but it's also like just like hometown flavor. It reminds me of the movie My Girl in a sense where you're like, for the first half of the movie, you're just getting like, oh, this is the local doctor. What a kook he is. Oh, this is our local, mortician. He's kind of a funny guy. Like everybody in the town is a little bit kooky, and it's fun. I like that. That's fun. And the spiders kill them, and it's great.
The funniest one to me was the doctor who Jeff Daniels was supposed to be coming in to take over because he was retiring. I was like, nah, I ain't retiring. I'm like, that's typical boomer. Like,
yeah, right. Jeff Daniels shows up in town. He's like, I'm the new doctor. And they're like, no, you ain't. And then he has to he bought this farmhouse. He uprooted his family, and in the barn, it's full of creepy spiders. Pretty decent spider effects. Because as I find watching these, it's like, oh, spiders are tough. And I'll tell some stories coming up that, yeah, spiders are real tough. Because guess what? Spiders don't do what the hell you tell them to do. And they don't give up what movie you're making. They're just like, I want to go crawl in a hole. I don't want to be in a spot. I certainly don't want to be around these screaming people. Like, no, thank you. Spiders are divas and they want to be like in their nice little hidey hole and left alone. And movies are like, no, go attack that person. And spiders like, I don't attack. Spiders are not aggressive by nature. Like very few spiders are actually aggressive. This one's fantastic. I did not watch this one because I was like, no, I've seen Arachnophobia. Let's go back and watch. I want to watch a William Shatner movie instead. So I popped on Kingdom of the Spiders. holy cow, this one was rough.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half. And for the first hour, it's just William Shatner being like, "What are you doing tonight, baby?" And it's like, "Oh, leave me alone, William Shatner." He's like, "You got to eat sometime. Why don't you eat with me?" And you're like, "Oh my God, William Shatner." She said no, leave her alone. And it's just like, it's just sometimes there's spiders and then there's a lot of William Shatner. But I will say this.
A
This
lot
movie,
of William Shatner.
oh my God,
Ugh.
it is so long. But then this movie like ramps up to 12 at the very end. Like hour and a half, you can skip an hour of this movie and you will have not missed anything. There were 5,000 live tarantulas on the set of this movie. And the spider wrangler was paid $10 a tarantula. So $50,000 of this movie was spent on spiders. I don't know if you can see this picture very well, but there's an actor whose name I forget, and then all these little cups on the ground in between takes to keep the spiders from running away. They would have to like put cups on every one of the spiders. So they hired these people to run around, paid them like $200 a day to put cups on spiders. And that's what's going on in this movie. There's a lot of real spider death in this movie, which is upsetting when you're like, no, that spider didn't deserve that. It gets run over by a car. People are crushing spiders. It's pretty gnarly. You watch this one?
I did.
I mean,
it's
oh,
we turned this on a few nights ago. This is when it was like I said, I started off the week with Arachnophobia. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna rewatch this classic. And of course, like I have other films on the list which I just recently watched, which we'll add to we'll talk about later. But yeah, this one I was like, oh, William Shatner.
right? It's gonna be fun.
This was actually not the best reviews on Letterboxd, but this was higher rated than a lot of them that I watched. But yeah, so I was like, okay, this should be fun. A little spider invasion William Shatner movie. And it's just like the first hour of the movie, it's just like how it's just William Shatner as the sheriff driving around, hitting on a woman, like, and engaging with the town folks. And it was just like about an hour into it, I was just like, where the fuck are the spiders? Like, I was promised spiders.
Yeah.
You're not giving me you're not delivering me on the spiders that I was promised.
And then the movie's like, wait, you wanted spiders? Well, here they are in bucket load.
The last 15 minutes, then it's like, yeah, it's just nonstop spiders. And it's just like, where did this come from? Where did the spiders come? Like, how did the spiders get out? You didn't tell me this. Like, I've been just watching William Shatner hit on some blonde lady for an hour and 10 minutes. Like the last 20 minutes, what caused the spider invasion? Like
pesticides? I don't know. But like, so it gets really ambitious. So there's a guy in a crop dusting plane and he gets attacked by spiders and his plane crashes into a barn while people are running and scattering and there's big explosion. People are in the car and spiders start crawling on them and they're crashing the car. At one point, the sheriff crashes a car into a water tower, which falls down and water explodes everywhere. Women and children are running and you're like, so no stunt people. You just like literally were like, okay, run. And like, there's like literally kids like, kaboom. And you're like, oh my God. Like, I'm pretty sure they crashed a plane into a barn. And those people are just like, hey, just don't get hit by the plane. It'll be fine. Big explosions. I've had spiders drop on me before, and it's kind of harrowing. You're like, whoa. One lady gets a spider on her hand, and her answer, instead of shaking it off, goes, blam, and shoots her fingers off. Hilarious. This movie also has some of the worst musical transitions ever. It'll be like, orchestral score, dun dun dun, Kingdom of the Spiders. Da-dum, dum, dum, da-da-dum. I was walking down the street being a dumbass. And you're like, what? What? And they're just like, yeah, that's how we do musical transitions in this movie. We don't know how, so we literally just go from orchestral score to weird country song with audio. Like
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, where it's like the creepy. It's like the opening titles. It's like
Yeah.
and then the next like one is when they pick up the hitchhiker.
But with words, it'll just go from orchestral to like some guy singing randomly, like mid song, not even like the beginning of the song, just like I'm here in the desert, and you're like, what? That's so bizarre. The movie is baffling, and the ending, I'm gonna spoil it because this movie you're not gonna watch it. So then the last like 5 minutes is like Night of the Living Dead inside a hotel with spiders. They're trapped. Yeah. They're trying to board up the windows. The spiders are coming in. William Shatner's covered in spiders, and he's like, ah! And you're like, oh,
but he doesn't die though. No, well, everyone else who was covered in spider dies.
Everyone else.
William Shatner has plot armor.
Yep,
where so he can survive. He can survive a poisonous spider bite.
And then he looks at he survives the day, and he the night, and he opens the window, and the entire town is covered in webs, and then we get this like big pull out on a map painting of the town covered in webs, and they're like dun dun dun, the end, and you're like, oh, the spiders won. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Too bad the rest of the movie sucks, but the spiders winning, I'm here for that. That's cool. I give the ending 1 star. I give the last 10 minutes another star. This is a 2-star movie, unfortunately, and the rest of it is bleh, and that's being generous.
Oof. I gave it 2.5 stars. That was just me being very generous.
Very generous. I mean, even Shatner, who is like fun to watch, but not like a Nick Cage way, he was like gross in this movie. Yeah. So that's how I started my spider homework, and I was like, oh no, not a good start. So, what's a good one that you watched that makes up for Kingdom of the Spiders?
So one that I watched actually a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a French film called Infested, directed. I watched it because it's by the same director as Evil Dead Burn, which came out last month. The director is Sebastian. I'm going to screw up his name.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his last. Sebastian, the director of Infested and Evil Dead Burn. Yeah. So this one is about a young man who loves collecting, exotic kind of animals. He has like weird lizards and insects and snakes and spiders, and he gets one from a backdoor dealer, pet dealer, and it turns out it is an extremely deadly spider. It gets out, it breeds, they grow, and they just take over this rundown apartment building and just start killing people left and right.
Yeah.
Did you see this one?
Yes, this was how I ended my week. This is how I should have started it, but this was like I'll sneak this one in. Pretty great.
Yeah.
Really good spider movie. I put this on like Alien Romulus in a way, like it has that creeping dread, because it's not just, so he puts a spider in a shoebox, the spider escapes, and they're like, oh, we have to find this venomous spider, and they think they're looking for one spider, and this thing just starts breeding. It's just like yeah, spitting out baby spiders everywhere. And so then like suddenly they find a room and it's filled with spiders. And then as the spiders breed, they get bigger and bigger and bigger because they're breeding, and they're like rapidly breeding big spiders. And there's some great sequences. There's one in a hallway where they got like a flashlight, and like wherever you shine the flashlight, the spiders are going to. Really great sequences. I don't think it pulled it off, but it was attempting some pretty interesting like character things. Like all these people who are looking for the spiders in the initial core friend group, like they are estranged or they had an argument, this and that. And that makes for interesting character dynamics while you're looking for spiders. The building as a whole is a character because it's this like it's almost condemned. And like the French government's just basically like burn the building down, lock everybody inside, burn it to the ground, fuck it. And you're like, oh, that's an interesting like geopolitical message. It gets a little bogged down to that in the third act, but it's fun.
Because again, it is, like you said, this rundown apartment building, not in the best area of town, with mostly people of color living there. And it's just like when it comes down to where there's this invasion of poisonous spiders, like you said, the government's just like, just burn it, make sure no one leaves. We'll just forget about it, just destroy the building. Yeah, it does have kind of like a neat little political message. The spiders look great. I thought they pulled it off, because again, like we said, with a lot of these movies, the ones that don't use real spiders, or it like the CGI spiders in a lot of these are awful. But
I mean, one of the best ones has the worst spiders. We'll just, we'll get to it. But yeah, one of the best movies that will be on our list has the worst spiders, and the CGI is terrible. The CGI in this movie is solid, and they're creepy.
Yeah, this one, again, if you were a fan of Evil Dead Burn, definitely check this. I highly recommend this one, because there's that director really won me over with Evil Dead Burn, and after that I was like, I gotta watch Infested. And
yeah, it was solid. I was impressed. I was definitely, some of the sequences paid off. Creepy, good spider work, decent CGI. Sebastian Vanchek, maybe. French in a fun way. This was one of the best spider movies I watched all week, and I was glad that I didn't go out with a sour taste, because the other movie I watched this week was called The Spider Labyrinth. Italian horror. I like Italian horror. This is not Giallo. People will argue with you. Not all Italian horror is Giallo. Giallo is a crime movie. This is a supernatural horror movie. It has some Dario Argentine vibes, for sure, color palette wise. I mean, look at this creepy lady. Woo. A professor travels to Budapest to go to a college and look for some books. And he gets wrapped up in this cult, and the cult worships spiders. For a movie called Spider Labyrinth, there are barely any spiders in this movie. And when they are, they're claymation. Cool. The movie spends what feels like forever crawling around dark hallways going like, hello, flashlight. Hello, what's over here? Just like, that's it. And there's like a couple set pieces. One is inside this woman wakes up and the entire apartment's filled with sheets that are just kind of blowing in the wind. And then it's like a maze of sheets. That's the only labyrinth in the movie. There is some weird, like claymation spiders that like attack people. There's a cult. This lady spits spider webs out of her mouth and like wraps people up. And just when you're like, oh man, I watched a spider movie with no spiders in it, they hit you with the creepy spider baby monster. This thing shows up, its head pops off, it grows like spider legs and attacks. It's bizarre. I don't know why. They don't explain where this thing came from. This is about as good as the puppet looks. It has spider legs and a really like long neck, and the head's like. It goes to just ridiculous places. Some people love this movie. This movie had reviews that were, some people are like, oh, it's one of the best lost movies ever. The movie's really hard to find, but Severin put out a DVD steelbook of it.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi now. Yeah. Bonkers. Did you watch this one?
I didn't. And I'm actually a little disappointed you didn't reach out to me and tell me about this, because some of the shit I watched this week, I would have had a lot of fun watching.
This is a weird one, because there's moments where you're like, I like Italian horror. Man, this is really Italian horroring it up. This is some Dario Argento shit. I like it. And then suddenly you're like, movie, I've watched a lot of movies, and I can't. You lost me. I don't even know where you are right now. What are you talking about? Movie, go home. And then creepy spider baby puppet shows up, and you're like, oh, okay. And then like claymation will show up, and you're like, oh, all right. What do you got? Nothing. So it's like a movie that like showed you a bunch of stuff, but then I can't tell you what the plot is. I couldn't tell you one, like, he went to go look for a book with some demon names in it, and then spider cult showed up, but there weren't any spiders. It's like Season of the Witch. How many witches are in that movie? 0. You're like, Spider Labyrinth. How many?
They have bitch and masks.
Bitch and masks. They do. Spider Labyrinth. How many labyrinths are in the movie? It's like 1, but it's made out of sheets. How many spiders are there? Like 3 or 4, but not enough to be called Spider Labyrinth. I mean, and they're claymation, so that's I guess that's good. It's so weird. What a weird movie. Watch this at your own peril. You got to really be into some weird Italian vibes.
Like I said, I'm disappointed you didn't reach out and be like, Chase, you need to, because I would have loved this, especially because what my next one. Well, really, the last 2 I watched were the same fucking movie, which we'll get to later. But this sounds like a lot of fun.
It's weird. I don't know if I had the fun I should have had with it, because I was more like, where are the fucking spiders? Look at this poster. Sick.
That's like, amazing.
Great poster. Yeah, great poster. Creepy spider baby monster. Like I said, like, it would waver from like cool to what? Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, give it a shot, man. You'll either like it or be like as bored as I was, which was a bummer because it should have been good. Spider Labyrinth needed more spiders. What did you watch?
Yeah, well, unfortunately not Spider Labyrinth, but the last 2 movies I watched, one late last night, and then one I finished like 30 minutes before we went live. The one I watched late last night was 1958's Earth versus the Spider.
Oh,
and the one I watched that I finished 30 minutes before we went live, the 1955's The Tarantula.
Okay, The Tarantula I liked. It's cheesy drive-in giant puppet. I like that movie. Earth versus the Spider, I did not. Yeah, that was again not enough spider to be called that.
Yeah, so let's start with Earth versus the Spider.
All right.
So this is about another small town, and they find a giant mutant spider in some hidden cave that this town has never seen before. And do you want to describe it? I think they use a real spider, don't they?
You didn't wait, did you watch like the Dan Aykroyd version from like the early 2000s or like the OG, like
the OG, like
this
from
thing,
1958? Yeah.
It's a real spider filmed on like with miniatures. So he's like walking on fake cars and like filmed with like a rear projection screen. It's kind of fun, that's all right, but very cheesy in like a way that, like, again, it's like you can just tell this spider's like, I just want to go home, I don't want to be here, and there's some guy off screen with a straw being like and this poor spider's like, God, stop it, stop blowing on me, why are you blowing on me? Like, you can tell he's perturbed, which is like, oh, poor spider.
So yeah, this is one I watched last night, and it was just even like the web, they show them crawling on the web, and it's just like one of those like little ropes you see at like a jungle gym.
Yeah,
like
just goofy. So there was a remake in 2001, and I need to find this movie. I could not find it. I wanted to watch it because Dan Aykroyd's in it, but it's got a sick like spider creature in it. That's fun. Look at that guy. That would be cool. That looks good. But like, apparently this movie's not good. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not good? I mean, you got Dan Aykroyd and a spider creature in it. And they're like, yeah, it's real bad. And you're like, huh, okay, well, like I don't believe you. So I need to I need to find out myself. Okay. We'll get there.
Yeah, this movie's hard to find.
Yeah, the Earth versus the Spider Dan Aykroyd one is a little obscure for whatever reason. But yeah, the giant spider versus spider, it looks terrible. I did not see this one. You said you skip it or cop it for if you just wanted on the background to laugh at it.
I mean, if you just want on the background to laugh at it, I'd say go for it. Uh, then the next one I watched was practically the same movie, Tarantula from 1955, which I know you said you enjoyed.
I like this one. Real quick, in Earth versus the Spider, does a dude turn into a spider? Is that from the same movie?
I cannot remember.
No, not even.
I think no. From what I remember, in Earth versus Spider, it was basically people just going into this cave and looking for the spider, and then the spider would just pop out, and people just go ah. Yeah, and
I love it when the people go ah.
It kind of lost me.
Yeah, there's a lot of going into this cave. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures, and it's like, it's a picture of the people desiccated from the spider. They're not turning into spiders. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just people getting drained. Okay, boo. I was like, I want mutant spider people. This does have like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 like riff track for it, so that could be fun. So yeah, Tarantula. I like Tarantula for its like B movie drive-in and like, but it is again like real spider, rear projection, miniatures, and then like at the end when it's like getting in the house, there's like a giant puppet that they're like a huge puppet like reaching in windows and stuff. And I'm like that's kind of fun. Yeah, look,
yeah,
you got a big puppet. I'm here.
Yeah, this one was better, but yeah, it's this one. It's about someone who was. It was what was it? It was a scientist was conducting experiments on a spider. It escapes and just grows larger, almost to like a Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then just destroys the town. But yeah, it's just funny seeing them use a real spider and just kind of doing like miniatures and like out of focus.
It's a lot of like close-ups and like the black and white, like the spider's obviously like sometimes double exposed. The stuff in the lab is kind of cool because he's got like big guinea pigs too. He's got a couple big creatures, and it's like that's kind of fun. But then you get to the puppet part of it. oh, that's funny to me. Let's get a David Arquette up there. Yeah. A lot of that. Hey, Spider. I dug this just because of the cheesiness of it. It's not good, for sure, not good, but just like fun. I'm having a good time with it, and it knows how stupid. I think it knew how stupid it was being. And come on, giant spiders running around. I can't be mad at that. Could definitely be better, but because of this movie, we get this gem of Eight-Legged Freaks that comes later, and this movie has some horrendous CGI in it, but it's like, who cares? I'm a giant spider movie. Are you having fun? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm having fun. You like David Arquette? Yeah, I guess I like David Arquette. And they're like, you have a good time? And I was like, yeah, but the spiders were terrible looking. I'm like, no, don't worry about that. Did you have fun? You're like, yeah, I guess so.
This is like the equivalent. This is basically a modern day B movie because this came out in 2002. But yeah, terrible special effects. I mean, but it's cool. You get David Arquette, who is basically fresh off his first run with the original Scream trilogy, literally just off Scream. You have a young Scarlett Johansson before she became the Scarlett Johansson that she is now. One of the
this wasn't Scarlett. Yeah, this was Miss Scarlett. Yeah.
Before she became like one of the highest grossing actors of all time. But yeah, this one, let's talk about it. I actually rewatched this last week for the first time in like 23 years.
It's been a while, right? Yeah. So it's following the same premise of like, eco horror, where it's like you're using pesticides, so the spiders are getting bigger, which is true. Spiders are getting bigger because of our planet is heating up. Isn't that great? Um, but Eight-Legged Freaks turns into just like a crazy rampage of spiders, all kinds, all sizes, big ones, small ones, giant ones. This one's humping a trailer. That's funny. um, it's goofy, but people with shotguns running around a hospital blowing away spiders. David Arquette is a he's a great like lead. Like you just can't. I don't know. He's one of those people that you just like. You want him to win. I'm always rooting for him in movies. And I like it when he gets chased by spiders. This is kind of ahead of its time, I feel, in the sense of like, this is before the big wave of like Sharknado, self-aware. I think the movie is self-aware, but it forgot to take the time to like look at you and like wink real hard like Sharknado does. So you're like, is this movie good or bad? I can't tell. And the movie's like, are you too dumb to figure it out? And you're like, yeah. Look, I mean, it's just me. I liked it. I don't know what I want from it. I think the bad CGI really takes me out of it. But like this movie, Sharknado, Snakes on a Plane, we get this run of movies in this time, and this is kind of the one that kicks it off.
I would say modern, larger budget B movies with big stars.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, like this was kind of the one that kicked. Well, I know there was one called Evolution that I've forgotten about. One that came out like I think a year prior with David Duchovny and Julianne Moore.
Yes. That one's pretty fun.
Mutants, and then it was like Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette, Scarlett Johansson, and like you said, Snakes on a Plane with Samuel L. Jackson. Yep. Like we get like one of these kind of like modern day bigger budget B movie, like tribute to these B movies, but with like a big star attached to it. Like we get quite a few of them.
And they're fun they are really fun for what they are. And I think this one, this one's absolutely worth checking out. If you're in the mood for some creepy crawlies and you don't want to think too hard about it and you're just having a good time, hell yeah. Come on. Eight-Legged Freaks is a good one.
David Arquette with the shotgun, screaming, shooting big ass spiders. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Tarantula, Eight-Legged Freaks. So I'm going to bring up one that is worth mentioning because of it's not a spider movie, but it has a spider scene in it that is worth mentioning when you're talking about spiders. I mean, when else am I going to talk about spiders like this? This movie, The Beyond, has one of the greatest spider scenes ever to do the damn thing, and it makes no sense. No sense. The Beyond is about opening a gate in the basement of a hotel, and demons and zombies are coming out, and one lady falls off of a ladder in a library and breaks her neck and is like paralyzed. And then all these tarantulas come in. Where do the tarantulas come from? I don't know. Are they ghost
Lucy Fulci?
Yeah, this is a Lucio Fulci, part of the Gates of Hell trilogy. But like, holy cow, these tarantulas come in, and then you get these ultra close-ups of spiders like biting her lip, biting her eyeball, and like it drags on forever. And it is so gory and close up and just skin crawlingly terrifying. The Beyond it is like one of the best spider scenes ever put on screen, and it is so gnarly and so vicious. And like just that great Italian horror, but the movie's not a spider movie. That's really the only time the spiders show up out of nowhere for no reason. So thanks Italian horror for just being weird. Thanks. Spiders. Let me see if I can find a picture of these spiders that aren't too YouTube unfriendly. The Beyond spiders. No, this is all Spider-Man. I love that the internet, you can find anything, but when you look for anything spider related, they're just like, what about Spider-Man? I'm like, yeah, I like Spider-Man. That's not what I'm looking for. And they're like, what are you looking for? I'm like,
I want the spider from beyond.
I want the
Miles
spider.
Morales.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
Miles
no, here you go.
Morales.
Here's one picture I found of it, of the spider crawling on the face and like in the mouth. Like, oh my god, yeah, no, please stop it. Lucio Fulci always does some pretty exciting stuff. So, spiders are so creepy. Yeah, what's another one you got?
Another one I got was one that came out 2 years ago. I actually got to see it during a mystery screening. Sting from 2024, an Australian production about a girl who finds just a spider, decides to raise it as a pet, and it's the more she feeds it, the more it grows, and it becomes this giant mutated spider that attacks everyone in the apartment complex, and her stepdad and her mother have to figure out how to defeat it.
This was on my list. I wanted to see it and I didn't get to it. And I think it was because I watched so many crappy ones up top that I was like, boost. I'm not going to get to this movie. If I had started with this, I should have started with this one. How is it?
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's nothing great, but it is fun. It's a modern day B movie. I mean, the original start off with the CGI spider isn't necessarily the best, but again, it's a super low budget movie. What do you expect? But as it grows and grows, it becomes more, you get more of like practical puppetry. And that's where it's like, you know what? Hell yeah.
I hear there's a lot of practical in this. That was kind of what drew me to it, but it, yeah, bummed I didn't get to this. I mean, look, just because it's Saturday and I did the episode doesn't mean I have to stop watching spider movies.
Bingo. There's a lot of times as soon as we finish airing, I'm putting on a movie you mentioned that I get a chance to watch. I do that quite frequently.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that with Spider Labyrinth once we get off here. But
you're going to watch it. I am interested to see what you think because, yeah, it was literally a roller coaster of like, oh, cool. Terrible, boring. Oh, hey, well, look at this puppet baby. Come on. I mean, so weird. Italians know how to make a weird movie, and I'm here for that 99.9% of the time. And maybe it was just me. Maybe I wasn't in the mood. But yeah, Spider Labyrinth did not hit the way it should have, even though it had all the elements. Like, you like stop motion. I was like, I love stop motion. You like weird puppet baby monsters. I'm like, yeah, I should love that, but movie, you were too weird.
You love Italian horror, don't you?
Yeah, I do love that. But why isn't it this hitting? I don't know. It was like eating a cake but being sad. You're like, I like all these ingredients, but this is not making me happy.
Then you should definitely check out Sting. And again, this one is an Australian production. I actually saw this 2 years ago during a Scream Unseen, which this was funny because someone walked out because it wasn't Abigail.
They're like, I wanted to see Abigail. Oh, that's funny.
It's just like, what were you expecting? It's Scream Unseen. They're not going to show something big like that.
It's a surprise. Also, like, you're just excited to see a movie before everybody else. Why would you be mad that it's not the one you expected? That's funny. That is pretty funny.
You won't believe. I don't know. You've never been to one of those Scream Unseens, have you?
No, I don't live near an AMC. I have an NGC nearby and some other like off-brand. I live south of Atlanta. The closest AMC is about an hour away from me, which is boo. Pat goes quite often.
Yeah, because he'll message me. The last few Mondays he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I'm watching this. Like, hey, like it's pretty good. Hey, I'm watching this. It's pretty bad."
Yeah. He saw. What was the last one he saw? Was I think Ice Cream Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Boo. Just so weird. So weird.
But Sting was one of those that I went in. Usually I go in expecting nothing. I'm just like. I'm like that attitude. Yeah, I'm here to see something fun. I'm getting to see something about a week or 2 or 3 before everyone else. And I think this was like 3 weeks before its wide release. And I had a good time. You got practical spiders, giant spiders killing people. What more can you want? The only time I almost walked out of one was last summer. And all hints were pointing towards the home, or not the home, Together. with Allison Brie and Dave Franco, the body
Right.
horror film.
Right.
And everyone was like all excited, like, oh, I think it's going to be The Home. I think it's going to be The Home. Ended up being, or not The Home, ended up being together with, everyone thought it was going to be together with Allison Brie and Dave Franco, and ended up being The Home with Pete Davidson. And
That movie sucked.
I almost walked out.
Oh. Is that even a horror movie?
It is.
Ugh,
It
not a good one.
It's a horror movie. It's not a good horror movie.
There you go. Right.
It's
that-
a horror movie.
That's funny, man. Well, that's my list. My list was short this week. I've been wrapping up this movie and trying to get a job, and I got a job. I start on Monday,
Ooh.
but nobody told me on Friday. I just got a call sheet. They're like, show up Monday at 8 a.m. And you're like, oh
shit.
okay. I'm working on the Untitled Rodeo project. I hope they get a title soon so I can tell people what it is. It's not horror. It's a rodeo. It'll be my first rodeo. I get to make that joke a lot. I am really gonna get my money's worth for that joke. But I'm excited to have a gig. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I didn't get as much time to sit down and really explore the Spider movies, and there weren't nearly as many as I thought there were going to be. I thought there was like a plethora of Spider movies, but not so.
Don't you worry, Aaron, because
What do you got?
I actually have a few more.
Oh yes,
I
hit me.
have a few that you'll think, oh damn, that does have a spider in it. Oh damn, the creatures are spiders, and they're thinking, I'm gonna throw a little bit some off the wall. So first one I'm gonna kind of throw at you
Yeah.
is one that was absolutely terrible. 2000s Spiders. Yeah, just avoid this one. It was really bad.
Oh, it looks like a straight to VHS, straight to like DVD bargain bin movie.
It's very much a early 2000s straight to video movie. One that actually I'm pretty sure you've probably seen, and once I mention it, you'll be like, oh yeah, let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about 2007's The Mist.
Yeah, The Mist is great. We talked about Frank Darabont last episode and how great Frank Darabont is. He made a movie called The Mist, which is probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations.
Yep. And it's mutant spider-like creatures.
There's a lot of creatures in it. Spiders, mosquitoes, bird monsters, lots of very interesting creatures. And this mist descends on a town. A bunch of people are trapped in a grocery store. And if you go outside, you get killed by monsters. Freaking cool. This movie's a banger. And then it has one of the bleakest, most awful endings ever in a movie ever. Oh my God, it's horrible. I won't spoil it though. I won't spoil it though. That is the ending that even Stephen King, when he wrote the book, is a completely different book, completely different ending, was like, damn, guys, holy shit, that's rough.
I couldn't have thought of something that fucked up.
It's so fucked. It is one of the most fucked endings ever to be in a horror movie, and oh gosh, yeah. Oh hey, what's up, Karen?
Hey, Karen.
Yeah, I love The Mist. This movie is fantastic. If it wasn't for that ending, I'd probably watch that movie way more. But then you get to the end and you're like, I'm not crying, Tom Jane. You're crying, Tom Jane. He's like, yeah, I am crying. You see what I just had to do? And you're like, so fucked up.
I actually own it. I bought it several years ago.
Yeah,
physical, and I have yet to watch it because it's just like, it's a fun creature feature, and then you get to the ending, it's just like,
oh yeah, the movie is having such a great time, and you're
not bad. Oh, like it's a good ending. It's just
so bleak.
I
kind of love it. This movie is fantastic. And just a lot of great cast. Like, what a great cast! So phenomenal, really, really good.
And awesome spider-looking creature. I don't know if you can pull that up, Aaron, but it looks incredible. Because it has like a skull look to it, and it's just amazing.
Dun, 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 looking for it. Yeah. The Mist is really good, and come on, like I do an image search and it's just it's so much like AI garbage. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here's a decent here. I think
And
this one's all right. There we
fuck
go.
AI.
Yeah, boo. There you go. There's a cool skull spider monster from the mist. Oh, here's like a nice like close up of what they look like. Oh, so creepy.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, the mist has monsters. The CGI is pretty decent in it. There's like tentacle monsters. It is fantastic. And I'm probably gonna have to rewatch this. It's crazy weird though. And yeah, you guys should check it out. But there's like flying monsters and tentacle monsters and just so many good monsters. But the spider ones, this thing's out there grabbing people. Woo! So good. Definitely watch this movie if you haven't.
Yeah. Another one I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
That is kind of a little oddball choice, but it does have a somewhat of a mutated spider. One of my all-time favorite films ever, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Okay, we'll allow it. Just because why not? If there's a reason to put The Thing on the list,
spider.
There's a spider. Yeah. I have head spider. I got my little head spider right over there. Obviously one of the greatest horror films ever made. Absolutely phenomenal. Really, I mean, the head spider scene is unforgettable. So good. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll put it on the list.
Another one features a singular scene with a spider, starring our good friend of the show, Kelly Maroney. Shopping Mall.
Shopping Mall has some great
pet stores. Yeah.
Yep. Tarantulas crawling on you, snakes, little kitties going freaking out. I love Shopping Mall. Man. Yeah, I love Shopping Mall. We've been trying to get this movie remade really hard. Kelly Maroney's on board. We have a great treatment. We've been chasing the rights, and it's so hard to find who owns it. And we keep finding them, and they're like, yeah. Got $1 million, and we're like, no. Maybe if we make the movie, but no, we don't have that kind of money. And they're like, all right, well, let me know if you have $1 million. And you're like, and then somebody bought it. Somebody bought it in a package with a bunch of other movies. So now somebody else owns it. And then supposedly they sold it to Blumhouse. So now does Blumhouse have it? Well, then it's hard to go find who to ask because you like, hey, Blumhouse, ring. Can I ask if you have the rights to Shopping Mall? And they're like, sir, this is like the front desk. You can't talk to anybody. And you're like, all right, thanks. What if I had $1 million?
Call the front desk. I demand to speak to Jason Blum or James Wan now.
Right now. I know, right? And then it's like, I think I should just tell, I think I should have learned a lesson from Ghostbusters. If somebody asks if you're a god, say yes. If somebody asks if you have $1 million, be like, yep, yeah, I'll buy those rights right now for $1 million. Let's hand over that paperwork. I'll sign that right away. Just see how long you can string them along and then make your movie and see if you get it. I don't know. But yeah, I really want to make a remake of Shopping Mall. And damn, I love that movie.
Yeah, and if you want to hear Kelly Maroney's story about working with the spiders and that scene, go back last year to our Robo Horror episode on our YouTube channel. Yeah, she talked about working with the pet tarantula Dolores, who is a famous tarantula actor who's been in several movies. That was a lot of fun.
The director of Shopping Mall also did a spider movie.
Ooh, what's it called?
I didn't watch it because it looks real bad. It's called Camel Spiders. And notoriously, camel spiders are really poisonous or whatever, or like aggressive. I don't know. But it looks pretty rough. I'm just looking at the bad CGI. It's like that barely looks like a spider, my guy. When a movie has more straight to DVD covers than pictures of the actual movie, you're in for a interesting,
for a bad time.
Yeah. But this is I can I have notes from that little tiny picture that is only 450 pixels wide. Yeah, this looks real bad. But directed by the same guy who did Chopping Mall, which, yeah, I don't know if that makes it good or not. This does not look good. Anyway, yeah, it's a movie that exists. I didn't put it on the list because I was like, oh, maybe I should. Nope. One look. Nah, that's not for me. Yeah. What else
We
you got?
did talk about Spider-Man.
I like me some Spider-Man. You know I do. Yeah, Spider-Man was fun.
Yeah, the new one's Brand New Day. Really dug it.
Spider-Man
What's
versus
that?
Godzilla.
Ooh.
This one's kind of fun because it's, Godzilla has been doing a lot of crossovers lately, like Godzilla versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Godzilla versus Wolverine. Here's Godzilla versus the Fantastic Four. The Godzilla versus Spider-Man is absolutely like the best one because it's having a lot of fun. There's some really cool stuff in it. He's in his black Venom suit and he's kicking Godzilla's ass. And then unfortunately, Godzilla gets the venom on him and becomes Venom Godzilla, which cool. Real cool. That's freaking cool. Unfortunately,
very nice.
Unfortunately, then it just kind of ends. Like these are all like one shots and they kind of like get over too quickly. Like I want to know more about this. But the symbiote gets off of Godzilla and then gets back on Eddie Brock, and then he turns into God Venom, which is like a Godzilla infused Venom symbiote. And then that's kind of where they leave it. And you're like, what? I want more than that.
There's more God Venom.
I want more God
Venomzilla.
They're just one shots, though. They're just like single storylines where Godzilla fights the Marvel universe. Pretty fun, but yeah, Godzilla Venom, sick. Yeah, the new one was good. I really liked it. I think it's the best one we've had in a while.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
There's been so many of these. How many are 11 Spider-Man movies at this point? Counting the 3 Tobey Maguires. 3 you can count
3
it by Spider-Man.
Tobeys,
3 Tobeys, 2 Garfields,
2 Andrews, 4 Tom Hollands. Well, if you want to count Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, so that's 12 right there.
Right?
And then you got and Avengers and Endgame, and of course the Spider-Verse, the 2 Spider-Verse movies, which
there you go.
I feel are phenomenal.
So good. Yeah, so not if it's just Spider-Man titles, we got 9, 10, 11 with the two animated ones. The animated ones are so good.
Oh my god.
This one felt like it knew the comic books. It felt like you knew the comic books. It had a lot of great comic book nods, great frames from like covers of comic books where he's like flying through the air and he hits this pose and you're like, that's the cover. I know that cover. That's so cool. He was really human in it. Great character building in it. It's just because I had this just like bizarre moment where you're like, man, I've sat through like 11 of these things and it's basically become like James Bond movies where you're kind of like, none of them can be important on their own. They are just slices of a moment in this guy's life. And every time we visit him, he's fighting this like world-bending catastrophic moment. And you're just like, how many times can this guy deal with this? And I know I've read comic books, but for some reason, when you read a comic book and you're like, yeah, that doesn't bother you. But like when I've watched 11 movies, you're like, yeah, but like nothing can ever happen to him. He's Spider-Man. He's James Bond. He's going to get out of it. Yeah, he's strapped to a table and a laser's about to cut him in half, but he's going to figure it out.
Spider-Man.
It's fucking Spider-Man, right? And you're just kind of like, what have these become? They can't, none of them can actually be anything greater than the one before it or the one to come after it. But this one was really solid. And I really like that this one also introduced some new characters that I'm like, well, that's different. That's not the character I expected. John Bernthal as the Punisher was really fun. He's great. There's some good stuff. It's a really good Spider-Man movie. But that's like the best Bond movie.
A big character that's going to which I'm going to keep it quiet.
Yeah. Let's keep that
a big
spoiler
character
free.
that's going to lead to even more movies, which
I'm excited.
I'm
but weird, right? Like that's not the character that they introduce is a very well-known Marvel character, but not in the way you expect them. And very
No.
interesting. You're like, what? Wait, that's not how that character shows up. That's not their origin story. And they're like, throw it out the window. This is new. And you're like, all right, I'm here for it.
I took my dad to see this.
Yeah.
So I went to see it by myself. Opening weekend, Sunday morning at like 8 a.m.
Sick.
And so then I took my dad to see it a couple days later on Discount Tuesday because I have an AMC near me. You know, AMC does $5 or now $7 Tuesday, but half off Tuesday. But I was like, yeah, I'll take my dad. And when that character was with the reveal, my dad looked at me and was like, wait, what? The like I'm not gonna say the name. I'm just go. I was like,
what? Yeah, phenomenal. I can't wait to see where they go with this because if this is how they're introducing these characters and these new characters into the Marvel universe, it'll be very interesting to see what these origin stories become. I know you and I have been on the side being like, who are they going to cast? And I'm excited for that. So we'll see what happens.
And they just announced it last weekend. So
for that specific character, they announced
certain characters.
They announced quite a few, but not the one that not the one that I'm looking forward to. So we'll see what happens. Very exciting. Yeah, that's our Spider episode, guys. Watch some Spider movies. There's another one coming out. There's a new Spider movie about to come out.
There was one, I forgot what it was called, but I was looking like through the list and this popped up and I was like reading the premise. I was like, oh shit, like this sounds good.
Yeah.
And then it was like
just a coincidence.
It doesn't come out till October. I was like, oh,
Crawlers.
Crawlers. Yeah.
The trailer is out. That image alone gives me the heebie-jeebies. But yeah, so yeah, the new movie from who is the director?
Angel Gomez Hernandez.
Yes. Okay, cool. Should be what did he do? Don't Listen. Direct from the script by the guy who did Silent Night, the reboot. So yeah, exciting. Crawlers. It looks like from the producers of John Wick. Skin will crawl. There you go. There's your poster.
After a mysterious death at an apartment complex, manager Serena discovers a rapidly spreading infestation of venomous spiders. Trapped under quarantine, the residents must fight to survive as Serena uses her knowledge to lead them against the threat while also facing her deepest fear. Let's do it. Let's go.
I'm excited. Looking at this poster, I'm already bothered. Why is the sleep mask not there? Why didn't they take a picture with her wearing the sleep mask? Why is that doesn't look real? Why is that photoshopped in there poorly? Anyway, go check out Crawlers when that comes out in October. Because spiders are fun. Spiders
October
are great.
16th.
And spiders are not bad, guys. If you see a spider in your house, don't suck it up with a vacuum unless it's bigger than your let's say bigger than your hand. If it's bigger than your hand,
if you live in Australia,
if it's bigger than your hand, I give you permission to get the vacuum cleaner. But it's a tiny spider. He's just living his Spidey life. Let him outside. Get him out there. The only I kill termites, ants, ticks, mosquito. Okay, I kill a lot of bugs anyway. But spiders, I save. I take them outside. I try. I tried to save a lizard the other day. Oh my god! So we're pulling into our garage and I see this little lizard. And I was like, oh, lizard, don't get stuck in my garage. You're going to die in here. It's too hot. Not for lizards. So I'm trying to get him out of the garage. And he's running around. My kid's trying to help. I'm like, you get him this way. And I get him out of the garage and I go, where'd he go? Tunk. And he ran right under my shoe. Like literally ran right under my shoe. And my kid's like, why did you do that, Daddy? I was like, I didn't mean to. We were both real upset about it. real upset about it. I was like, I was trying to save you, you asshole. You ran under my shoe, you piece of shit. Fucking mad at this lizard for committing, just killing himself under my shoe. What a jerk. Hey, let's give away some blood coin.
At least you don't have a, blood coin today is Spidey.
Spidey.
I was going to say, at least you don't have cats that outside that you help take care of, because I told the story. There's some neighborhood cats that I help take care of. They left me half of a lizard carcass as a present on my doorstep one time.
They bring you treats, don't they? They bring you treats. Yeah. I'm going to put up the list. Yeah, shoot that out there. There's our letterbox list. Yeah, they leave you treats. You know what they're telling you, right? They're like, you're not eating enough. Here, eat. They're like bringing you presents because they're like, you're not hunting enough. We see what you're eating. Eat this instead. I mean, that means they like you. That's good. That's good news.
See, I've had a half-eaten lizard at my doorstep one time. And then there was one time my partner woke me up at midnight.
Yeah.
Freaked out because he was hearing screaming, like squealing. And I was like, what the hell? So I look out the front door and I see the outside kid, like neighborhood cats running off to the side. I wake up the next morning to go to work. There is bird feathers and blood on my front porch where they had killed a bird.
Great. You want to see something cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Working on the Ecto One. Yeah.
Ooh, very nice.
Building that in 3D. This has been a lot of fun, a really fun project to put together. I found an STL 3D printing file of the Ecto One, and I have piece by piece rebuilt this into a 3D model. With
beautiful.
There's the proton packs in there, and I haven't put any lights in the scene yet because I've just been enjoying like the low lights of the Ecto One glowing. Right now, I'm working on putting the like decals on, which just takes fucking forever. But getting these little decals in there is a lot of work, but it's fun. I'm really having a good time with it.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's got interior, exterior. The chrome looks awesome.
That's a lot of detail.
It's a lot of detail. It has taken weeks. There are over 300 tiny little models that I like pieced together. Each one of these lights, every light bulb, every vent, you had to like put together, and it's like building the most intricate like model airplane ever, but in 3D. Because then I'm going to put some 3D figures in there. It's going to be fun, good times. But enough of that. Till next time, guys. Tell them where you're at, Chase. Hit them with the socials.
Yeah. So first of all, see me here every Saturday with you, Aaron, on the Half Hour Horror. Follow me personally at Letterboxd and Instagram at Oh Hey It's Chase. You can follow all things Block of Horror on. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Facebook, TikTok, and join the Discord, Block of Horror Discord, and get some blood coin. And once again, we do want to send our thoughts and well wishes to the families of Screaming Mad George and Hayden Pantier during the sad time.
Yeah. We were somber up top this time. You get a spider salute to all those. Yeah. Till next time, guys. This has been fun. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Run from the spiders.